All right, so we're now in week 11, and I just wanted to do some housekeeping before we get back into consumer theory. So if you look at the course schedule, there's a few items that I highlighted. So firstly, we only have 2 discussion posts left. One which ends on the 13th. I think that's this Thursday. And I noticed a lot of you guys didn't do the one discussion post when you haven't done any so far. So you've lost 3 points on your final grade. You got to do the work in order to get the points. I don't know how else to say it. And I keep reminding you, but make sure you guys got to stay on top of things. Okay. So these 3 discussion posts aren't coming back. So if you haven't done them, you're down 3 points. So make sure you do the next 2 if you haven't done any of them so far. And if you've done all 3, as some of you have, fantastic. You don't have to worry about the discussion posts for the rest of the semester, so you're cool on that. But make sure you get 3 discussion posts in before the end of the quarter. So you got 2 left. So if you have more than 2 to do, make sure you get at least those 2 in. You have a homework, a textbook assignment due on the 12th. The 12th, not Monday. It's due this Wednesday. The reason that it's due on the 12th and not on Monday is because you have this exam coming up, the midterm 2. And just a reminder, grading wise, so like I said, you have to pick any 3 of the discussion posts, you pick any 2 journals, and all the textbook assignments are required. Quantitative assignments, you drop 2, your 2 lowest. And then midterms, you can drop any of the midterms and or exam, or any exam, so midterms or final, whichever is your lowest. So I have a grade calculation tool. Don't use Blackboard. I have a tool that I'm going to send out to each of you individually with your grades to date on it, for you to reference. They're all ready to go. I just have to actually send them to each of your emails. When you're doing the textbook assignments, geez Louise, don't plagiarize. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I had to fail 2 more students because they took directly from the same source, the Quizlet source that I've been telling you not to take from. I don't know how else to say this. You're going to fail if you take from Quizlet, if you take from a source that you do not cite, if you take words or if you take sentences and you just paste them in. Even if it's from the textbook, don't just paste words in. You gotta make your answers your own. I don't know how, you're too far into the course to fail at this point. Don't plagiarize. And one of the people they plagiarized, they left the font in from the Quizlet. It's obvious to me. If it's in blue and the rest of the answer is in black, clearly you took from a different source. Jeez. But please, you're here to learn. You're not here to just get a grade and go off on your own, right? I want you to read the textbook. The only way I can mandate that you read the textbook is by giving you an assignment, okay? It's not that difficult. It's 10 to 15 questions. Just do it. If you get the answer wrong, so what? It's 3 points. Okay? It's not the end of the world. But just do it. Just do your own work. This is bigger than econ, is bigger than your classes. You have to act with integrity. You can't just lie your way through everything. It's just not right. It's not good, and you're cheating yourself at the end. And if none of that resonates with you, you're going to fail without question. There's no more warnings. It's just you're done. So there's 7 students in total who have failed this course because they took from the same source. How? Just because it's distance learning doesn't mean that I'm not watching your answers. So let this be a wake-up call for those who are considering it. I think the majority of you were good. If you're at this stage, it's because you haven't cheated. But someone decided, oh, okay, I'm going to cheat now. And I don't know. It bothers me, and if it bothers you, well, I understand, but you pay the consequences for your actions. There's no more leniency. There's no more explanations of what plagiarism is. You're done. You're done if you cheat. Okay. So anyway, hard transition. Midterm 2 is going to be the same format as midterm 1. It's going to look a lot like the quantitative assignments. So 3 and 4, quantitative assignment 3 and 4. I will throw in a Pareto efficiency question though, so just be prepared for that. And in order to prep you for this, on Wednesday, I think from 7 to 9, let's say, I will do a review session like I had before, where we'll go over quantitative assignment 3 and 4. I don't think I'm going to build like a separate review session. Like I don't think I'm going to build a PowerPoint the way that I did before for this. Just the like a practice through. We'll run through the answers to the question quantitative assignments 3 and 4. I'm expecting it to be about 2 hours, but we'll see. So I'm going to try to make this lecture a little shorter. And if we don't finish consumer theory today, that's fine with me. We're actually ahead of where I typically am with other courses. And part of that is because I made the early lectures, I kind of went over by a lot. And I apologize for that. But I'm hoping on the back end, it could be a little lighter. So one other thing, I know that I emailed you guys about this, so it's a little stale, but I added this elections and oligopoly journal. So it was originally an extra credit assignment. Now it's a journal. And not only is it a journal, so what happened was I started writing it and I'm like, this is going well. I like what I'm doing. I think it's interesting for you guys too. And I wrote a really long assignment. And I'm like, okay, well, what I'm going to do is instead of it being an extra credit worth 2 points, I'm going to make it a journal. And, you have the option to do it, you have the option not to do it. But not only is it one journal, it's actually 2 journals. So it'll count for, if this is the only journal you do, it'll fill that void. It'll fill the entire journal point, so it'll be worth 12 points. If you do this journal and one other journal, this will be extra, right? So you have to do 2 journals. So, we count this as this one. You have to do 2 journals. The elections journal is worth 2 journals. So if you do another one, that's 3 total journals, you get an extra 2 points. If you already did both of your journals and you want to do this one anyway, that's 4 points. So the amount of extra credit in the class actually increased. So now I think you're capable of getting 18 extra credit points total. Though, these 4 are done, so there's really 10 left on the table. I'm going to bring the Commanding Heights ones back. There's 12 left on the table because there's a third Commanding Heights coming up. But I'm going to bring these two Commanding Heights ones back if you want to watch them. Feel free. I think they're really interesting, and I would highly recommend them. But I don't know. I obviously have a bias because I love econ. All right. So midterm 2 is going to be on taxes, Pareto efficiency, price controls, elasticity. It's not going to cover any consumer theory. So basically everything between midterm 1, between midterm 1, so price controls, elasticity, taxes, and that's it. Between midterm 1 and consumer theory. So consumer theory is the end. So what we're covering today is not going to be on your midterm. It'll be on your final though. Okay. Yeah, that's everything, I think. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah.